So, ladies and gentlemen, today on Pulp Tales, we're going to take a very interesting look at the incarnation of DC's, I would say, second most popular team besides the Justice League of America, the Teen Titans. Now, Teen Titans in the modern era, it's more animated cartoons or a different spin than when it first started. Now, for those who don't know too much about the DC legendary Justice League of America, you had many major characters, including Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, that ruled the roost for many years as a team up. But I think what happened with DC, they were trying to get kind of a teen generation version of Justice League in America. Now, as the group suggests, all this membership are teenage superheroes, many of which were wards or sidekicks to DC's premier superheroes in the first incarnation of the modern Justice League. Now, they first appeared in 1964, of all things, in the Brave and Bold 54. The team was founded by Kid Flash, Wally West, Robin, Batman's sidekick, Dick Grayson, and Aqualad, Garth. With the team adopting the name Teen Titans in issue 60, followed the addition of Wonder Girl, Donna Troy, to its ranks. Now, The Brave and the Bold was a tremendous comic book for DC. Very popular. A lot of people basically had been featured in the series, and it had a great following amongst all the comic book fans. Now, initially, the first villain they took on was the weather-controlling evil man called Mr. Twister, which is a great name for a villain, and it was written by Bob Haney and artist Bruno Premiani. Now, they only appeared under the Teen Titans logo in Brave and the Bold 60, and after having another run in Showcase, they were spun off to their own series soon after in Teen Titans 1 by Haney and artist Nick Cardy. Very underrated artist, actually, Nick Cardy, comparable to kind of a young Jill Kane. Now, the series' original premise had the Titans, or Teen Titans, helping teenagers and answering calls. Now, according to historian Les Daniels, that he kind of worked the four memberships as the DC version of the Monkees or the Fab Four, or they were called the Cool Quartet or the Fab Foursome. Now, we were trying to hit the youth culture group. Now, Speedy started showing up on a regular basis, which was Arrow's sidekick, and he officially joined the team in Teen Titans 19. Now, Aqualad was kind of dropped from the book, and but when Nina Adams was called upon again to rewrite and redraw a Teen Titans story that was written by Len Wein and Marv Wolfman, that's where DC legend began, because Jill Kane got involved soon after. Wonder Girl origin happened pretty soon, and you had affiliates as well. Beast Boy from the Doom Patrol, it was a guest appearance, and existing heroes Hawk and Dove, which were very controversial because Steve Ditko made them as a yin and yang type of characters. They started appearing in issue 21, and Narc the Caveman also joined for a few issues. Now, there was many major topics that were explored in the series, including inner-city racism and protests against the Vietnam War. And there was one controversial one where the Titans had to deal with the accidental death of a peace activist, and leading to them trying to reconsider their methods. Now, at this time, it was more common for DC major characters to give up their identities for real looks, but that effort was quickly abandoned. Now, Aqualad left the series around this time, I think 1970, and Mr. Jupiter showed up as well. Unfortunately, the series was cancelled in the January-February issue in 1973. Now, this is where it gets kind of weird. When the Titans were relaunched in the infamous 1980 series, which brought it to a whole new generation, actually was much better than the original incarnation, despite all the great artists and the great writers on the series. The problem with DC Comics at the time, they were trying all kind of different stuff. crossovers, giving Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen kind of equal footing with the Justice League of America. New characters came and went in all the superhero teams, but they were trying to get the hippie aesthetic. But what I really found interesting about Teen Titans, no one of my generation was really into the series like they were Spider-Man, even though it was kind of the same age group were being represented. I think because Robin was part of the Legionnaires DC series, with the time travel characters, different superheroes. Nobody really took it seriously, and all of a sudden we're doing such great work. And in a previous podcast I had mentioned about Deadman. There was a lot of great things going on in the late 60s, early 70s with DC, but because of the dominance of Marvel, because of the Avengers and Captain America and the Falcon and Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, it was kind of forgotten that there was a lot of good work going out of DC, and Green Arrow, Green Lantern series around the time too. So for me, the late 60s is kind of an unheralded era, because I really believe that the reason why we have so many DC TV shows now and the Marvel ones are not has as much prominence or sway, because when it comes down to it, DC had a high level of quality and it's all production. And some of the covers of Teen Titans, my God, it was just tremendous. It would just stand out. It would yell, "Buy me, buy me!" But again, for the new generation, like my niece Eleanor, she's into the Titans. My brother's into the Titans as well, like as a child and an older person. The Titans, for the age 6 to 35 age group, maybe they have no idea of the Teen Titans original series, how good it is. So I'm telling those people, for us in our 50s, you don't have to tell us how good Teen Titans were. I would ask these people to seek out some of the compilation, like the DC Legacy black and white paperbacks, or some of the original. From an investment standpoint too, the comic books are extremely underrated, and these still can be purchased at a medium price compared to other lines at the time. So, but in a future podcast, I might talk about the origination of the new Teen Titans, were Cyborg and all that. But that's a whole different modern ball game altogether. But another series as well, like I mentioned, Hawk and Dove, that's something to check out, because Ditko's artwork on that is just tremendous. And Ditko was all over the place. He was doing Carlton Comics, he was doing DC, he was doing Marvel, Spider-Man, all the way up. So, but when it comes down to it, will we ever see a big screen version of Teen Titans? Well, they ruined the DC Justice League, side spin-off to the previous ones. I think if you get the right director, or maybe Kevin Smith, the right group of actors, but keep with the basic 5. Again, Robin, Kid Flash, Aqualad, Speedy and Wonder Girl, and maybe make Speedy a female, 3 and 2 or 2 and 3. And but the artwork, again, it's tremendous. No matter who was doing the title, they had so much free reign. And maybe it would just overkill with Justice League of America doing so well in the Batman series and Detective Comics, but I mean, even have Gil Kane involved in Ditko in such a series, and Neil Adams. I always name drop Neil Adams because he's always good to me when I meet him at these celebrity events. There was so much good going on in that series, and if I'm not mistaken, most of the issues were no more than 17 or 18 pages. And for 17, 18 pages an issue, it was just tremendous action. So, but if you have a chance, go on Wikipedia, go on the different sites on Facebook, see the Teen Titans Appreciation Group. You might be able to find the reason why some parts of Canada and the States, the distribution of Teen Titans wasn't as strong as Superman or Batman titles, because it was hard to find a Teen Titans comic book on the racks in the early 70s. I don't know why. Maybe because it was limited run or limited, sales. Again, a hidden gem, not the new Teen Titans, everybody knows it, but the hidden gem that from the start to finish of the first series. Anyway, hope this finds you well. Have a great day. Excelsior. Bye.